Are you a business owner? Do you make yourself financially accountable for how you conduct your business, how you perform in your business, and how your business performs? In this video, I'm going to outline how you use your financial story plan to make yourself financially accountable, how you make judgments on your performance, and putting it all into context. Hi folks, my name is Mahmood. I'm an accountant, educator, mentor, and author of the book, I Hate Numbers. My mission for the last 27 plus years has been to help businesses improve their financial awareness, win more battles than they lose for the battle that goes on between their ears, help their businesses make more money, save tax and time. That mission is as strong now as it was those 27 years ago. Let's crack on with the video. Your financial story plan represents your ambitions, your aspirations, your route map to get to your Northern Star, to get to your end objectives. Whether that's making a certain level of money, whether that's acquiring new customers, whether that's engaging in a new direction, a new audience, a new marketplace, whatever that is what your financial story plan is. But you need to use it as your accountability buddy. What do I mean by that? As each month goes on in our journey, as we progress forward towards that end objective, we're going to be looking at our finances and thinking, are we doing well or are we doing badly? What we need to remember is that you cannot judge your financial performance in isolation. You need to reference it, you need to measure it against something. If I said to you, I've got two businesses sitting side by side, business one has generated a profit of £10,000 and business two has generated a profit of £20,000, the question is, which business is performing better? The short answer is, we just don't know. We need to have a reference point and a measure to measure those actual performances against. And it's no different in your business. Your financial story plan will be telling you at the point in the future how much money you should be generating. And by generating, we're talking cash, we're talking profit, when that should be occurring, and what's underneath behind driving those numbers. As each month goes by, we should be capturing through our records what we're actually doing, how much profit we're making, how much money has come in, how much money has gone out. We need to compare that to our financial plan. Now, we're not doing that to depress ourselves, we're not doing that to make ourselves bad, but if we measure what we actually have achieved against where we thought we would be, we've got some idea of our progress and our movement forward. It may be that you haven't quite reached where you wanted to, and that can make us ask that question, why are we falling short? What's happening that we're not materialising that cash, that profitability that we were hoping to do? By looking at that, examining it and drilling down, we can get underneath the bonnet and we can put things right. Remember though folks, you have to put this into context. When you look at your performance, when you look at how you're financially achieving your results, you need to take into account where you are on your journey path. You need to take into account those factors that are outside of your control. And when you come to interpret what those numbers are, we need to bring all of that to bear. Of the many thousands of clients I've helped over the years write their financial story plan, when they ask me how they're doing, how they are progressing, I need to have at my disposal the financial story plan that I've written with. As we measure each month's progress against that, we can see how far we are going. If you are somebody who wanted to improve your abs, improve your lifestyle, improve your physical fitness here, you'd be measuring your progress as you go along on a week by week basis. You may not see the results immediately, but you've got a measure, you've got a yardstick that you can choose. So folks, your financial story plan, once you've written it, it's an ongoing process. Don't leave it in isolation. It's not a static document. It's not a piece of paper that gathers dust. And by a piece of paper, it could be a virtual document. It's there to act as your accountability buddy. It's telling you what you yourself have actually decided, the path you're treading, the path you're proceeding along, and that's what you should be measuring your financial performance against. Make sure you've got those systems that can capture that financial information and measure it against that. When things deviate from the plan, positively or negatively, then you can take action accordingly. So check out the show notes for a link to further resources, to the link to the financial storytelling community that is Numbers Know-How. I hope you found this useful, and remember, hit that subscribe button, keep in touch so you can get these weekly updates. Until next week folks, happy storytelling.